Today we are starting a stamp story. I was in a changing hands and I saw this little stamp kit from the toy company Melissa and Doug. And I was like, wow, you could totally make a story out of that. You could just stamp each picture. I originally thought, okay, I'll get the kit and make a story with the kit and then maybe do like another version later on where I go and get stamps from like Bookman's or something. I happened to find myself in Bookman's with a few extra bucks, so I was like, well, I guess today's the day. I had no story in mind at all when I started going through the stamps. I think the employees were wondering what I was up to because I just started making a big pile, but I was basically looking for anything that inspired a narrative. Interesting characters or like an interesting scene. A lot of them were mostly like text or letters or random images, so I was a little bit nervous, like, am I going to find anything that I can actually make a story out of? You can see I ended up with a big pile of possibilities, and I also found a bunch of stamps that I assumed were Melissa and Doug stamps because they looked like the ones I had seen at Changing Hands. Once I pulled out all of the stamps that I thought might work, I started narrowing things down, starting with character. I considered this duck, but it had text across it. Then there was this vampire, but I mean, come on, that's not me. And there was something about this dog and how windblown he looked that kind of set things in motion for me. So I decided on these three, two dogs and the bird. And I thought, what if they're in a snowstorm? I found some other stamps that gave snowstorm vibes. Maybe they get lost. There were a bunch of leaf stamps that could be used as trees. It took me a while, but I narrowed it down and loaded everything into a cart. I also found this cute box that I could store them in. They all fit in the box I checked before I left. And then it was time to check out. That was my journey to Bookman's to find some stamps. So these are all the stamps I got. I got 14 stamps. Originally I was like, oh, I'll try and stay around 10 to keep it like as a challenge, but this is just what I ended up getting. As I was kind of going through the stamps and looking at the characters, a story kind of started to emerge. We have two dogs as our main characters. And basically the story is that they are out and about and they hear crying or something and they find this little bird that's lost. And so these are kind of like my lost stamps. I got this because it has like a little dog paw, trees maybe, grass or something. And this would be like grass, stormy grass, the moon kind of hidden by clouds. This will be the snow. So we're going to kind of like put it around the page. I don't know. We'll have to test it out and see how it looks. But ultimately they go through the storm and they find the little bird's house where its mom is waiting for it. And that's the end. I tried to find some that would tell a story. And hopefully it will work. I'm going to do it all with black ink that I got from Hobby Lobby. And this is archival ink, acid-free, permanent, waterproof. I think we'll set these aside for now. Put them in the box, the little box that I got. We're going to stamp it in this sketchbook that I have. The other thing is I'm going to stamp the text. I have this little like click together stamp set for text, so we'll use that. As you can see, they just click together so you can write sentences. You can't write like a bunch of text at a time because there's only so many letters, but oh, my dog chewed that one. That is a U. So let's start working on the story. For characters, we have one of the dogs. I guess I should take them out. I kind of feel like I need to see them. We have this little guy. Should we stamp this right here? That sounds fun. Okay, I don't know why I put them in the box. Okay. It looks so good. Oh, wow. So I'm thinking this is going to be Rufus. Can you see that? Maybe I should get a pen. Next is this little guy. Oh, that didn't come out as good. I imagine Rufus is like an older dog, not super old, but like more laid back and kind of wizened. So I imagine this dog is a little bit more like sprightly and energetic. So I was thinking we'll go with Pip. Pip. And then we have the little bird who needs a name. Oh, he's so cute. He could be like Ollie, or it could be a girl. When I thought of girl, I thought Anne Marie, like the little girl from All Dogs Go to Heaven. These are our characters. So I'm thinking like Rufus and Pip. We'll fix it up, but I'm just kind of trying to like lay it out real quick. So Rufus and Pip spent the afternoon playing in the fresh snow. I imagine it like they're outside, a storm comes suddenly, but by early evening, the light flurry had turned into a dark storm. As they hurried home, they heard a strange sound. It was a small blue bird. We'll have Rufus say, "Are you lost, my dear?" We'll have her say her name. That way we can just get it out of the way. I think at this point we'll have Pip jump in and he'll say, "We can help. This is the snow." Ooh. That one, yeah, I don't know. That one looks nice. Stormy. Are you getting storm vibes? I kind of am. We could say, but then another gust of wind came through the trees. The nearby weather vane like went spinning in all directions and suddenly toppled from the roof, so they couldn't tell like which direction was which, but like in a storybook way. I was thinking Pip could say something like, "That can't be good." The light of the moon was suddenly gone. I want to say like wind and snow swirled around them. Maybe she could have a little panic moment. Rufus led them to some brush. He'll say something like, "We can wait here until the storm calms down." After a while, the wind quieted, the clouds thinned. Like a sliver of moonlight, pale sliver of moonlight. A pale sliver of moonlight shone down, and they could see the snow, or they could see the meadow. Maybe Pip could like peek. Pip peeked out from under the brush. "Is it safe to leave now, Rufus?" Or like something like that. "Do you think it's safe now, Rufus?" And he'll be like, "I should say so." But then he has to, like, they don't know where she lives, so they'll have to ask her, like, "Where do you live?" But that's kind of weird in a book. Like, "Now, Anne Marie, do you live near the river or the town or something?" Because the house where they're going to live is on this post, I was thinking she could say, like, "I live on the last post of the long white fence." I don't like there's in their town there's a long white fence. And Pip could say like, "I know where that is, or I've seen that before." And then they start off across the meadow and they get to the house. But I just need to figure out how to make that clean here. At last, they reached the end of the long white fence. "My darling girl," cried Anne Marie's mother. "Let's stamp the big one." And I'm thinking after this, like, Anne Marie will be like, "I got lost and these dogs helped me get home." And then the mom will be like, "Thank you so much for helping my daughter get home." And then Rufus will be like, he's all mobile and stuff. He'll be like, "Mm-hmm." And then Pip will be like, "Oh, that came out very faint." So Pip will be like, "What are friends for?" Very like, aw, cute little ending. So yeah, my next step is basically storyboarding. I guess that's what it's called, where I just kind of lay out the pages. I might not do it this way. I might just do it like each page for them playing in the snow. We would just do them like close together. That's okay. We're just gonna not mind that, I guess. I mean, I could shave it off with a razor or something. I could do this. Should I? Oh, you're supposed to carve away from yourself, right? Oh, God. Oh, it's like hard. I'm scared. Okay. Oh, no. His ear. That's what I get for trying to modify these. I'm definitely not a whittler. Well, let's see how he looks without his ear. It doesn't look bad. Okay, it still is giving ear. Okay, that's fine. So that would be page 2. And we'll do the same thing again, but I think we'll do them like further apart. Like, oh, it's still catching. I will have to modify this. I'm scared. I just want to keep the foot. What do I do? It's not working. Oh, here we go. I'll peel it up and cut it. Oh no, I took the foot off. That's okay. We're going to trim it off and then put it back on. Hopefully it'll still be sticky. I wonder if we should just do it. I don't know. I just feel like I want to get into it, even though I probably should chill. But let's. Bloop. I guess we'll start on this page. So we need to do the words first, which are Rufus and Pip spent the afternoon playing in the fresh snow. Rufus? Where's the F? Do I even have enough U's for this? I might just have to do it in my handwriting because I don't want to do that. It's fine. Okay, scratch that plan. We're going to do every page on this page. Boop, boop. That's what we're going to do. So the first page is Rufus and Pip spent the afternoon playing in the fresh snow. Okay, a little bit off to the side. That's right. That's all right. It's all right. It's fine. I like how I was like, I'm going to storyboard it. You know, we're going to do all this. And I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. Okay, so put him right here. Now Pip. Pip! Make them look like they're actually... Alrighty, we're done. No, I'm just kidding. The next page will be, but by early evening, the gentle flurry had grown into a dark swirling storm. Next is, as they hurried home, they heard something strange. Someone crying. Like they're kind of going uphill, I guess. So right there. Next. Are you lost, little one? Rufus asked gently. The tiny bird nodded. My name is Anne-Marie, and I can't find my way home. We can help you, said Pip. The nearby weather vane spun wildly. With a groan, it toppled from the roof and disappeared into the snow. So this will all be on one. So just then, thick clouds drifted across the sky, covering the light of the moon and swallowing them in darkness. All right, so this is where we use our big moon stamp. That's it. Wind and snow swirled around them, whipping their fur. We'll do this first. This one I don't know about. Let's take this out. That's fine. That never happened. That never happened. I think maybe we'll just forget this and do a bunch of snow. So one stamp did not get used. Maybe we'll use it on the title page, I guess. So Rufus, Pip, and Anne-Marie huddled against the wind. Okay, so we're going to put them all in the middle of the bush, which is this one. We'll do like 2 on each side. We'll do it like right over here. I think we'll do like one more kind of like that, just to kind of give the illusion of like more going on the sides. I do want to do snow on this one, but I want to do it like as a haze. Okay. All right, next one is, after a while, the clouds thinned. A pale sliver of moonlight shone down, and they could see the meadow again. Distant trees. Oh, I forgot to do this. That's what I get for not storyboarding. That's what I get. Where could we put this? Could, but I feel like it's going to make it messy, but we'll do it. Okay. I feel like this should be here to show like perspective, you know? Maybe like a hill. Okay, don't go crazy with it there. Don't go crazy. The next page is Rufus took out his trusty compass. Tell me, little one, do you remember anything about where you live? Anything at all? Ta-da! Next page. This one, I think I'll just show them standing in the meadow. It's a lot of text, but with really no visuals. So I was going to write Anne Marie, and then I accidentally wrote quotes in front of it. So I had to fix it by saying, ah. I think this is the worst page I've laid out. I really didn't put any thought behind it. I put the text way up here because I thought I was going to put text under here. But then I forgot about that and dropped the picture down low, and there's no text that's going underneath. So yeah. And so the three of them set off across the meadow, leaving paw prints in the snow. This one, I'm just going to do paw prints, like, let's not overcomplicate it. At last, they reached the end of the long white fence, and there atop the last post was a small thatched birdhouse standing outside. We're going to do this one. I'm going to put it right at the top, and we'll put all the text at the bottom. It still came out faint. So we're going to do one more page after this, but this will be the bulk of it. So now we just need to give it a title page, since I forgot to do that. I think maybe like Rufus and Pip in the storm. Rufus and Pip. And then we'll take our little stormy one that we didn't use. We'll just go like that. Good enough. Oh my gosh, we finished. I can't believe it. So Rufus and Pip in the storm. Rufus and Pip spent the afternoon playing in the fresh snow. But by early evening, the gentle flurry had grown into a dark, swirling storm. As they hurried home, they heard something strange, someone crying. Following the sound, they found a tiny blue bird shivering beneath a low branch. Are you lost, little one? Rufus asked gently. The tiny bird nodded. My name is Anne Marie, and I can't find my way home. We can help you, said Pip. But then another strong gust of wind rushed through the trees, and something strange happened. The nearby weather vane spun wildly. With a groan, it toppled from the roof and disappeared into the snow. That can't be good, said Pip. No bother, said Rufus. We can still find our way. Just then, thick clouds drifted across the sky, covering the light of the moon and swallowing them in darkness. Wind and snow swirled around them, whipping up their fur and feathers. Stick close, Anne Marie, said Pip. How will we ever find our way home? Cried Anne Marie. With the storm growing stronger, Rufus led them to thick brush at the edge of the clearing. We can wait here until the storm settles down, said Rufus. And so Rufus, Pip, and Anne Marie huddled against the cold. After a while, the wind quieted and the clouds thinned. A pale sliver of moonlight shone down, and they could see the meadow again. Pip peeked out from beneath the brush. Do you think it's safe now, Rufus? Rufus took out his trusty compass. It glinted silver in the moonlight. Rufus turned to Anne Marie. Tell me, little one, do you remember anything about where you live? Ah, Anne Marie fluttered her wings. Yes, I live on the very last post of the long white fence. I've seen the long white fence, said Pip. It ends at the edge of town near the trees. And so the three of them set off across the meadow, leaving paw prints in the snow. At last they reached the end of the long white fence, and there, atop the post, was a small thatched birdhouse. Standing outside the house was a bird who looked very much like Anne Marie, only much larger and very worried. Mother, cried Anne Marie. My darling girl, cried Anne Marie's mother. We've been searching everywhere for you. Oh, Mother, said Anne Marie, I got lost in the storm, but these two helped me find my way home. Anne Marie's mother looked at the two dogs, her eyes glinting with gratitude. Thank you for bringing my darling girl home safe. Rufus gave a warm nod, and Pip let out a happy bark and pranced in a circle around Rufus. Of course, he said. What are friends for? Ta-da! The end. I guess I should write the end so we know it's the end. The end. What did you think of the story? I had visions of grandeur in my mind about this. I definitely don't think it came out as beautiful as I had hoped, especially because I had to handwrite it since I didn't have enough U's to even make Rufus's name. It didn't go as planned, but I still like it, and I think it's really cute and sweet. And it was fun. It was a really fun, creative task, like to find the stamps, to make up the story. I have like my negatives and my positives. I think it would have looked cuter with the text stamp. I think I could have storyboarded to get a better sense of how I wanted the page to look as a whole. That way I wouldn't have ended up with like text way at the top. As far as like the fun, positive aspects, I think it was really fun to go and find a bunch of stamps and try to make up a story. So yeah, Rufus and Pip in the storm. That's our story. I hope you enjoyed the story and the adventure to get here. And hopefully we can do this again sometime and make up another story. Bye.